There's been plenty of moments that I fell in hard times. More often than not, getting faded was my lifeline. I realized that I've always struggled with change, but sometimes you gotta rearrange before you go insane. I've been doing my best to stay true to myself, put my next foot forward and smoking dope for my health. I never give up the music till I'm rolling in wealth. Some days I swear this basement's my own personal hell. Well, I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. I confess I'm obsessed with the sex. Heart palpitations every time that she texts. I admit that we ain't always been the best for each other, but what is love without the little test? Girl, you know you're my sneaky link. When I'm with you, my ego shrink. I'm just craving time for us alone. I think about you every time I'm home smoking dope. I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. Been a derelict. All my friends, they wish me dead. They wish me dead. Every day is filled with dread. Filled with dread. All my life been a derelict. I've got the time clue. Never change, yeah, I swear to it. And of all the times I've been down and out, this time was different, I welcomed it. Every day that I fail to quit, I wind up here in the state I'm in. The heavyweight, cause it's bound to break. I need a break, the state I'm in. Tip of my tongue tastes like battery acid. Try to push forward, I cannot push past it. Feel the blood on my tongue, it tastes metallic. Another day passes, I don't break the habit. I've got the time clue. So typical. So typical. I've got the time and swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything that gets so real. So typical. I've got the time.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy to see everybody here. Hopefully you're not on the wrong side of today. Gonna do a lot of explanation because people can't read. Pretty happy today, and I'll be straight up honest with you. I have absolutely none of my trading account in. None of it. And I'm still really happy. I'll explain why. I'm gonna show everything that I have DCA'd. Not the amount, not the dollar amounts, but I'll show you the percentages and what's allocated where. But yeah, I'm really happy. Can't complain. I'm up like $15,000 on my Link DCA. I'm up like 10,000 on Bitcoin. It's not a bad way to start the week. And I will go over for anyone that's new or maybe doesn't get why I'm happy or whatever. I'll go over all of that. But first, let's get through everything, and then we'll get into explanation. So SPX, I am a little worried, a little bit. Diagonals don't mean a lot. We are holding this horizontal support, so if we lose it, it's ugly. It gets ugly, right? It's just weird because Bitcoin's pumping, the DXY is going down, and SPX is going down. I mean, SPX bounced nicely today. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, until we lose horizontal support, I mean, this can do this, right? So diagonals, if you're new here, we don't put a lot of emphasis on diagonals. You can literally draw a diagonal from anywhere. I mean, you could say this is it, or you could say this is it, right? And we just bounce. So it really depends on how you look at it. I always do the wicks with my diagonals. Again, I don't put a lot of emphasis on them. So until we lose that horizontal support, nothing too much to worry about. The XY, really like this. If this can break down this week, really solid. I want to see a breakdown. I want to see this. Excuse me. I don't know why that happened. I want to see this breakdown. I want to see this lose like 105. If we can break back down and maybe bounce off 104, that'll be huge for crypto. I still think altcoins haven't really done anything. We'll get to that later, but looking really good right now. As long as if we start closing or coming back up this week and making it look like more sideways, this thing's going to continue going up. We're going to see more pain in the markets, right? So looking at total has not broken out yet. That's because most alts haven't moved. Again, we'll get into what you should be trading, what you should be looking at. But that's why this hasn't broken out yet. So nothing much has happened on total. Obviously not a head and shoulders. I mean, I guess you could argue maybe it's some kind of a flag, right? We're not even at resistance. We're not even at horizontal resistance. So nothing really changed here. Getting into Tether. Tether's actually getting close to support. So again, could get potentially ugly. But again, we are looking at overall an ascending wedge, right? Ascending wedge is a bearish reversal pattern. We're expecting this to either break down here or, hit the top once more and break down once again. I had a prediction that Bitcoin would put a higher high in this year. I believe we did by like a couple dollars. I got to check. Sorry, I was walking the dogs, so I didn't really get to see the big move to like 32K. But either way, had the prediction that we put in a yearly high as this kind of comes back to support. We get that yearly high, then this bounces back up to resistance, then Bitcoin goes back down to 25 to 28,000, and then we kind of reverse from there. Breaking all-time highs likely when we break below 6%. Just guys, this is a ballpark, kind of like a blueprint. Don't take it too seriously. I just had a pretty good theory that we would break at least the yearly high and put another high in. But sorry for if I missed anybody, but what's up, Mike? What's up, Mining? What's up, Dorian? This fights, dude. That was probably one of the worst fight cards I've ever watched. I only watched the last two fights. So I know there was the DQ with Johnny Walker, and then the Usman fight, which I think he kind of got robbed. I don't know. Right? And then obviously Volk was not prepared for that fight against Makhachev. We missed a yearly high by a couple dollars. I mean, we'll probably go back up, right? Probably going to go back up. But all right, let's get into Bitcoin and let's do some explaining. So last week, I tweeted, there's a potential head and shoulders on this chart, right? It's something that you need to look at, something that you need to consider. They generally do have a high likelihood of playing out. There is a nice neckline here. This is very symmetrical. But I had mentioned that we're probably not going to get it because there are big bearish divergences here, right, on MACD and RSI. And it's likely that alts start to pump, right? Alts start to do what alts do and kind of have that little season. This thing will probably go up a little bit more and then come back down, you know, put in that yearly high, start off the new year and kind of go down and then, you know, bounce higher from there. We're still kind of in this bigger sideways channel until we start that bull market. But we invalidated that head and shoulders. And what that means is on our left shoulder, we've completely invalidated it, right? We're almost breaking, or we're pretty much breaking out of this resistance here. I would be really surprised if we don't. There's a lot of strength right now. MACD looks strong. RSI also broke out of that kind of diagonal-ish trend. Yeah, it looks really good. And, you know, I had, even pull it up. I had tweeted. Let's see. Let's find it. So I tweeted this, right? And a lot of people, again, I don't know if it's just trolling or if people are generally confused, but I said we have potential head and shoulders right there. Very symmetrical. High likelihood of playing out. Confirms at 25, right? Confirms on the break of the neckline. Invalidates at a 31.8 breakout. So far, we've kind of gotten that breakout-ish. Not to that degree, but I'd like to see over 32 over the next couple days. But I had said Bitcoin dominance has bearish divergence, so I'd argue that this head and shoulders does not play out. We shall see. I couldn't have made it any more obvious what my position was on this pattern. Yes, I drew it here, and yes, I know people see the picture like, oh, well, you were predicting 20K. I was not. I was actually predicting that this was not going to play out. Some of this is, you know, obviously some engagement bait, but very, very clear my position, right? I even posted, here are your bearish divergences on Bitcoin dominance. Shout out to Nick. 100% of people read over the word potential. Guys, patterns are potential until they confirm. So I was not shorting this. I was not looking for shorts. I was assuming that this is going to not play out, and so far it has not. So couldn't have made it any more obvious than that. Kind of confused on how people don't understand, like, or can't read. But then I tweeted, trust your gut, because I knew I'd get some backlash. And come on, Roman, you can't deny this is a correct breakout with falling. Wait, what? Just manipulate. I don't even know what this says. Let's see if we can find. Regret, LOL, what? I don't understand. Your prediction of HS got invalidated. No, I was not. Very symmetrical and highly. Okay. It's just this kind of stuff is funny. Right? I have to quote this just because I'm here and I'm probably not going to be on Twitter the rest of the night. I'll be honest. I'm going to make dinner and go hang out afterwards. But yeah, it's pretty crazy how people read this stuff and they're like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, but let's see what else. Don't get it. Wasn't your gut expecting a rejection? No. What does your gut say? It's. So you would have been congratulating, baby. Pretty crazy. But back to charts. We don't need to get into the whole Twitter mess. There's a lot of people that are really, really stupid on that app. But okay, I did want to show this before I get into this. So why am I really happy? Okay, here's my DCA allocation. It used to be mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum, but over the last several months, I've bought in a lot of Link. So my Bitcoin and Link position are about the same size. Also, I'd like to argue that the amount of money I put in Link was about half as much as Bitcoin, but Link's pumped so much that now it's 40% of my portfolio. Right? So, okay, if you think about it, and maybe this doesn't make sense to some of you, you have a $100,000 portfolio, and let's say you have 30,000 of it in Link, and if Link does like a 3x, and now you have a $200,000 portfolio, now Link is 50% of your portfolio. So it's based on dollar amount, not something else. So if that confuses you, then whatever. The mimetic position's like, I don't know, a couple thousand. Nothing crazy. That's kind of like my maybe send it, whatever. But yeah, really happy. You know, I'm not in any longs. I've made that very, very clear. I was waiting for this to invalidate. We're going to go over what I'm looking at, though. But yeah, this is really good. Really good. I was kind of worried that Head and Shoulders is going to play out. It wasn't really a super clear and easy short, in my opinion, either. But now there's no more Head and Shoulders, right? So we're probably going to get something like this, right, where we get to like 36,000, lots of people FOMO up here, and then, you know, down goes the everything else. So one thing I am seeing, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of this volume, right? It's not bad, but it's not good yet. It is a breakout. If this candle closes over, which it is looking very likely, that is a breakout. Volume is supporting that. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, it's just kind of overbought. No worries there. But the daily. Watch the daily close. Be huge. You can certainly long Bitcoin, but let me give you the rest of what I believe will happen. So Bitcoin moved. Nothing else moved but Link. Really. Or realistically. If you look at like Ethereum has not moved. You look at, now I know Link moved. Litecoin has not moved. Algo has not moved and has a very clean double bottom on it. ICP has a nice clean confirmed double bottom now. Pro has barely moved. Let's see, XLM has hardly moved. So a lot of these alts have not moved. We just covered. There are bearish divergences on Bitcoin dominance. What does that mean? It means that it's likely that altcoins are going to fucking skyrocket now that Bitcoin's pumped. Right? You're going to get, you know, some people are going to call it alt season. It's just going to be what happens every time we see pumps in the market. Bitcoin goes first, then altcoins, then Bitcoin dumps, and then alts dump, right? So that kind of cycle is tale of time. But Bitcoin dominance is approaching resistance. I'm expecting a rejection. And what am I looking at? So I'm looking at Ethereum. I've tweeted it a couple times, watching Ethereum. I'd really like to see Ethereum come all the way back down to support, but I don't think that's going to happen. On the daily, we just rejected resistance once again. Told my patrons, and I guess I'll tell you guys too, I am looking to long a breakout of, what is this, 1735-ish. It's acted as somewhat support, somewhat resistance historically. If we stretch it all the way back, you know, lots of bounces, very confluent area. So I am looking for a breakout there. You know, not perfect, but looking for a breakout there. I'd really like this thing to pull back. I'd really like to see Bitcoin full send to like 32, 33. But if that happens, this is probably going to full send and then do something like that, right? So that is the likely scenario. So longs here or longs on the pullback, you know, long right before the break, and then maybe another addition there. I could see Ethereum going to 25, 27, maybe 28. Do something like, do something like, you know, like that by the end of the year. No, I know this is like a whole year, but guys, I don't look at the time down here. Please ignore that. It's just a scenario. But yeah, so I'm watching Ethereum. I'm watching some of these alts that haven't done anything. In my opinion, it's too late to long Bitcoin. The risk reward on Bitcoin just isn't there for me right now. And I think a lot of these alts have not moved at all. Daily RSI is so overbought. How much fuel does it have? Guys, okay, so stop looking at RSI. RSI by itself means absolutely nothing. Just because you're overbought doesn't mean you can't continue. We were overbought over here, right? We went from 19 all the way to 24,000 before a large pullback. So our RSI by itself really means nothing. You're better off not using RSI at all. You're actually better off looking at a chart like this, right? Just looking at horizontal resistance and support. What's up, yes sir? How's it going? I need some chain link. Yeah, well, okay. So I bought Link. Just so a lot of you guys know, I bought Link here. I bought it here. I bought some here, and I think I bought some here, but I was DCAing it throughout here. So some of my buys, you know, scattered all throughout. Maybe some of them are up here. Some of them might be down there. But I bought a lot down here, right? I saw this. I saw the bullish divergences between on the weekly. We had huge bullish divergence. We put on a lower low. lower than support with huge bullish divergences, and I was like, I'm buying. I bought like $10,000 worth of Link there. Yes, I do have the order to prove it. No, I'm not going to pull it up at the moment. But yeah, I bought a lot of Link. I think it's too late to buy Link. You know, if we somewhat come back down to here, maybe buying some, but I think it's too late to buy Link. I think, you know, I tweeted it so many times, look at Link, you know, when it was in the $5 and $6 range, and a lot of people kind of ignored it, which is unfortunate. I have Doge, Mana. I don't know what that other one is. Pumped 15% today, sold it. Nice. Guys, I can look at every single altcoin here, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not. I'll look at DOT for you, Mike, because you've been a long time viewer. But guys, Alt TA is really finicky, right? I'm staying with Ethereum because I think Ethereum isn't quite like any other alt, right? I think Ethereum's kind of in its own thing. Yeah, I don't really see a lot here, I'll be honest with you. But on the daily, it looks like a nice little double bottom right there. But it kind of invalidated stuff. But either way, it looks like a nice little double bottom, not too bad. But why am I looking at Ethereum? All right, we're going to move on. Guys, I can't cover every single alt, and nor do I want to. Check this out, right? Go to Ethereum Weekly. We're right at support, right? We're right in the area, right where we're looking for a bounce. Ethereum's right about to break out. Bitcoin's breaking out. This is just looks like it's ready to bust upwards, right? And if this starts getting value against Bitcoin, then Ethereum's going to absolutely moon. Yes, I missed the long on Bitcoin, but I'm looking at Ethereum, right? I'm looking to long the shit out of this. Yeah, it's I don't want to say it's like Bitcoin. But it's like, so if Bitcoin's the king, Ethereum's the queen, and then you have all your other alts. Like, Ethereum can do its own thing from time to time. But it's not like, yeah, like, Mike, I'm sorry if it feels like I'm kind of dissing you, but like, I don't really see a lot there. I mean, nice little double bottom, and I know I could probably cover this more in depth, but, you know, just drawing some like quick support and resistance maybe, like, I would long a breakout maybe here. You know, if we come back, maybe get some longs in here. But nice little double bottom on the daily. But yeah, it's tough for me to do altcoins because they kind of do their own thing, right? So, plus I'm eyeing Ethereum. I'm not really interested in seeing what every other altcoin looks like because a lot of these are going to pump, right? If Ethereum pumps, everything else is probably going to pump. Yeah. But so I guess I kind of explained why I'm having my DCAs kicking ass. You know, I hope you guys kind of take advantage or took advantage of dollar cost averaging. It's kind of tough to say to do it now, right? If we're ever in the future, and I'm sure there will be chances in the future, if you ever see something like this on any asset class that you firmly believe in. Now, I wouldn't say that's a shit coin or like if it's some useless technology, you know, don't buy it. But if it's something you believe in and we drop 80%, probably a good time to look at buying, right? Or at least long term, at least like, you know, just bits and pieces, not throwing your whole net worth at it, but just buying some. I called to buy here on in July of what is this, 2022, July of 2022. There are old tweets of me saying to DCA'd all this, basically all throughout this, right? All throughout the box. Kind of stopped, kind of added more on, you know, a little bit here and there, but stopped the majority of it. I just think for a lot of you, if you didn't take advantage of it, maybe look at some altcoins. I wouldn't go too heavy. But I hope this is a learning lesson for a lot of you. To take advantage when prices are very low. To avoid, you know, listening to FUD and listening to, you know, people with no experience. Been very vocal and very clear with, you know, my thoughts and opinions and backing it up with research and data and historical data especially. So I hope you guys either took advantage of that or now you've learned from it, right? If you've learned from it, it definitely sucks, but you can always, you know, apply that knowledge in the future. And that's where that value comes from. But I think I'm going to end it there. I don't have a lot else to say. I'm also starving. I've not eaten today. So yeah, guys, I'll try and be a little bit more clearer on Twitter. I really don't know how I can be. I thought I was, but yeah, I won't be here Wednesday or Friday. I've got this is my last fishing trip of the year. But I will see you guys next week. Remember, be patient, users management. Good luck trading.